We're back for Season 2, Episode 4 of the RADelaide Summit podcast. This week's episode, we cover special guest Big Banana joins us for this week's episode. A successful day of racing for the Summiteers. We are doing some cool things for charity in February and some local Adelaide talent flexes at the Warning. More, come along for the ride.
Ruby opens up. Heyman is back. It's time to do the business.
If you're new to the potty and haven't listened before, each week we scour the Strava leaderboards. Well, I don't, but usually it's
All the tech guys do.
What we do is we prowl and watch your efforts up Norton Summit and discuss them here on the potty, whether you like it or not. So there's a chance we might shame you. We promise not to name you personally, and the odds are high we'll probably shame ourselves because we are not as fast as you.
All the way.
Correct.
All the way.
Look, at the end of the day, our goal is to encourage and celebrate everyone going up Adelaide's best hill climb, Norton Summit, and reaching their own goals. So with that, let's introduce ourselves. We are your Summiteers. Alex.
Hello.
The Wang.
Hey.
Our little special guest here, we have the Big Banana.
Hello.
And I'm Cash. A big welcome.
Dad Cash.
Sorry.
Big welcome, guys, to another episode for this week.
So welcome, guys and girls, this week. Welcome, listeners. Let's get right into it and see what's been happening on or around the summit this week. We're changing it up this week. Hello and welcome to our special guest, Big Banana. How are you and what's been happening for you in the last week?
Thanks for having me. I actually really was interested to know what my code name was going to be. Big Banana was definitely not on that list. I was thinking like the roasted raisin or tailored avatar, but Big Banana, good to know.
I like the tailored avatar.
Tailored
It's clever,
avatar's
that
good.
one.
Do you know what? If you get a PB, you can change it to whatever you like.
Yeah, I have been avoiding Norton Summit since knowing I was going to come on the show. So it means, definitely having to head back to the summit.
It's going to be a big ask for a PB based on what yours is.
Well, now I'm so close to some other people here. I've got a little bit of
That was a long
motivation.
time ago. Yeah.
And I think I've just paid off a few people to motivate me.
Let's
So
place
watch out.
Big Banana to beat Alex.
That's cool.
I'm down with
Project.
My Strava's on private.
Project Raisin.
you
Let's do it.
Project Raisin. Big Banana
Raisin
2.0.
the raisin.
Yeah,
Okay.
I love that.
Righto. But what's been happening in the last week? What have you been up to?
Been a little bit busy with
Why?
some races.
Did you have January off?
Yeah, off the bike. January was pretty big, and with the Tour Down Under, I guess it was a different fatigue that I've had in the past. Normally, it's because I've done a fair bit of Ks on the bike and prepping for nationals or TDU or the Festival of Cycling. So it was interesting to see it from the other side of things, and I definitely haven't been more cooked, I think, at the end of a Tour Down Under before than what I was. I woke up on Monday and my body just shut down.
That's it.
And then spent a good solid week at home around no people and and getting on the bike myself. So it was an awesome tour and awesome to be involved in, and learnt a lot, and such a big team behind the scenes. So it was good to just see it come together and see all everyone come to Adelaide and love.
Yeah, finally
the
Yeah.
atmosphere
Oh,
was
yes.
awesome. So
It was.
Especially obviously for having the Women's World Tour for the first time. But we
Yeah.
went out and watched a couple of stages, and we watched the RADelaide stage and the
Monty stage,
Campbellstown
yeah.
Campbelltown stage. And
Campbellstown.
Campbellstown.
Yeah.
No, it was really
we're
They were
not
really
from
impressive.
Adelaide.
That's our first
They
day
were
here.
both really impressive stages. So the
Yeah.
RADelaide one was awesome. We loved that one. So good finish that.
Yeah, it was some exciting racing both from the men's and women's,
Yeah.
and so now kind of a bit in getting back to reality, and going back to work for my other job as well with Swift.
We were only
So,
saying that last
yeah.
week.
No rest for the wicked.
TDU come down is
Come
real.
down.
Yeah, I know.
It's like
It hurts.
depression.
Yeah, for sure. Just kind of
Back on the
Chilling.
bike
Getting
a
back
little
in the
bit.
groove.
yeah.
And running too?
Yeah, I've gone to the dart side a little bit with that.
Yeah.
Running.
It's more time efficient, turns out.
It is. It is.
Frankie ran. Where is she now?
She ran to Odin.
Exactly.
So Frankie's dead. I was kidding. Take that one out as well. This is going to take a lot
Leave
of
that one in.
First and last time on the show.
She would say the same thing.
Well, no, you're a special guest, so you're likely to win a race.
Yeah,
in the next
yeah,
couple of
that's
weeks.
the-
I have heard this.
Yeah, it's a lucky
So
charm.
I've actually nominated for Vic Park Crits on Tuesday night.
There we go.
I've got our
and
winner.
just Swift Race on Wednesday. So,
Is it the
One of
hump day
those.
ride?
no, it's the Swift Racing League.
Ah, yeah.
That's savage.
Yeah.
We
Almost
race-
worse than
100%.
Vic Park Crits.
Yep.
You're a B grade for a big part?
I almost want to say Big Banana needs to be C grade.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I don't think you've seen me sprint. Actually, you probably have. You didn't
I can't
realise that I
sprint
was
either.
sprinting.
That is an actual lie. Listeners at home, I saw it
I
with
kid
my
you
own eyes
not.
today.
One time I was doing an ergo session sprinting, and the ergo was moving backwards, and I almost thought, and for me, it was like the ergo must know. This is what
just
normally
sit
happens. This is so realistic. Like,
I'm
Got
sprinting.
the Arnie voice. Sit down.
You need a new power meter, Alex.
I do need a new power meter.
Yours is fucked.
Because I won't get a Norton PB without it.
No, that's right.
Anyway.
Alex.
Sweet. Well,
What do you got?
we did what? Potty last Sunday. I did a road to Echelon Monday morning, 7 a.m. session, and then did a beach loop just cause. So I had 100 Ks before
Saw
work.
those photos. Yeah, I was a little bit jealous. Have you gone back to work yet? Or are you still
I
on
have
holidays?
gone back to work. It's been very hard.
I love how this is coming from you.
It's just like
And I worked 5 days last
Not
week.
back to work yet.
we did Tuesday night crits at Vic Park, and I know there's a bunch of the riders that listen to the podcast. Let's do some actual racing. Let's stop fluffing about and doing team tactics and chase some people.
There is one
Please.
serial offender who just loves to sit on.
Oh my god.
I'm not a fan of him.
No.
I've
Don't do
I've always said this in years gone by. Tuesday nights are no time for teams.
No.
You attack your teammates and
Yep.
everything.
Do whatever you
take
want.
my
Well, it's not
teammates during
team racing
teams.
Tuesday night.
Exactly.
right.
Wednesday nights, team nights.
Yes, if you can make it. Yes.
Yes.
And
yes.
if you're over 30, right?
yeah, that's right. Vets.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Wednesday night, I tried again. The Wang wouldn't let me go, and then the mofo just left me on my own.
I told you I
Selfish.
wasn't going to let you
Very
get a break this
selfish.
week.
Got to gym Thursday, was wrecked. Friday off, chop Saturday, vet crit champs today.
Yeah.
More about that later.
It was a good day.
It was.
For some
my
of us.
week. Work had me this week.
Had you by the balls this
yeah,
week, didn't
yeah,
they?
yeah. Got me. I missed.
Fucked us over on Wednesday night.
That's all right. Missed vets crits on
not
Wednesday.
angry, I'm just disappointed.
Yeah. when
I'm angry.
yeah, so had a 15-minute meeting that turned into a 2-hour meeting, but that's okay. That's life goes on.
It
when
does. That's work life.
Yeah.
That's corporate life.
It is corporate life. I did actually reach the pinnacle 10 hours this week too.
Did.
Yeah,
The
pretty
real,
happy with that.
The real Chamoy pinnacle.
Yeah, it was good. Feeling good.
working for him.
was a couple of gym sessions at home, and yesterday chop was savage.
Pretty hard yesterday.
I
wasn't
looked down because I thought my gears weren't working, but actually I was
There
just
was
in
just
the 11.
none left.
I was like, oh.
You know that period when you're almost at outer harbour, and especially when it's a tailie, and I always think there's this section of road that I always think I have a puncture, but then you realise, oh no, it's
Going
just my
60
legs.
kilometres an hour. Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
we're going like
Yeah.
over 55k an hour.
Yep.
And I was in the second group, sitting on.
Pretty good. Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, so that was good. What else? Just getting everything ready for the week. Did some yard work today. Went for a ride. Raced a crit. Had a coffee. Bloody delicious
Good day
day.
today.
Stunning.
Good day today.
But that's about it. What about you, Sir Wang?
Work this week. Pumped out another 5-day work week. Would you
You're going to
believe?
be getting like employee of the month, surely.
Are you sick?
No, I do need a. Actually, I've got an RDO on Thursday. Been back at work 2 weeks this year, and I've got an RDO.
Sounds so ethnic. He's like, would you believe it, ladies and gentlemen? I did another 5 days at home.
Mr.
I
Hutchins.
know.
Mate, I'm just ringing.
How many days
ring up
you
about the
expect me to
job.
come to work?
Mate, I will take the job.
When you only work 2 5-day work weeks in the whole year, it's actually pretty. Like, it's pretty.
I want our work to bring in those bonuses for starting work on time. and
No,
wearing- and
that's
wearing
your
uniform.
job.
Do you just not want to get bonuses though?
No, I'd rock up. So yeah, work got in the way of my life this week, unfortunately. But it's another solid week on the bike. I think I pumped out 20 hours this week.
Delightful.
750k, raced on Wednesday night, vet crits. Didn't let Alex go up the road, as he mentioned. I made sure that was happening. Real chamoy.
Jeez.
Dom-
Teammate
Dominated.
of mine. just tore everybody and almost lapped the field. And
Yeah.
then I come in for third from another breakaway. And then today, Vets Crit Champs, which was it was only 3-hour race, so basically it was a trot for 20 minutes, and then I got sick of them, so I just rode away.
I
was
did
about
see
it.
that.
Yeah, set it just for people out there that don't know. Set a 20-minute power record today.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Wow. Interesting. 240?
Hey, 241.
241 watts.
Yeah. So no,
I don't know
good-
why, because I
good
rode
work.
past you with my finger up at one point.
Yeah, but then I didn't see you after that.
Do you know how many lost watts that is?
Yeah.
So worth it
I
though.
felt like about 7.
Yeah, at least 7.
Yeah.
Like the aero
Actually, your
socks.
socks, that's at
Yeah,
least
yeah,
10
yeah.
watts, isn't it?
They are. Yeah.
You're listening, real Shamoy?
He's always listening. Maybe you should be working on his roof more often with today's results.
No. I was sore. Anyway, what happened in the morning?
Warnie, what a week. So, what a weekend, should I say. So, Tristan Saunders yesterday, just
Nathan Saunders.
Do we
not
want
Nathan
to?
Saunders.
Do we want to give a little backstory on the Warnie for listeners that don't know what the Warnie is?
So, the second oldest race in the world,
Mm.
Melbourne to Warrnambool, via the gradation road, 269k or something, I think it is. I've done it once. Luckily, the year I done it, it was a tailwind most of the way
Delightful.
and perfect weather. I think we averaged 44k an hour. Yesterday, they averaged 37.
Wow.
So headwind most of the way with crossies. So it
was raining, wasn't it? Yeah.
at the start. So Bridge Lane pretty much controlled it. Put Tristan in the break with one of his other
Sam Jenner.
mates, Sam Jenner, who had a little bit of a chuck off the bike as well towards the
I
end
think
of the
Tommy
race.
Chapman was in the break as
He
well.
was.
Tommy,
too.
yeah. Oh, he's doing well at the moment as well. And Tristan rode away and won by 3 minutes solo.
And Tomo was in there from Adelaide as well.
Tomo was in there, yeah.
He raced really well too.
He did race really well. Run out of bickies at the end there, but still riding really
It's a
well.
long way to race.
And what's his bloody name?
Elon.
What's Keish rider?
Sikesh.
Davids,
Yeah,
Brendan
yeah,
Davids
yeah.
coming for fourth.
I'm
Good
trying to
ride.
think of his potty name, but
Good ride. Mr. Lightweight. He come in well for fourth. So, and then today, Sophie Edwards, she come in to take the win in the bunch kick for the women's.
against
So-
Chloe Hosking, I might add.
Yes.
Not a bad sprinter, just
Yeah.
saying. Like,
Is she still looking for Chloe looking for a pro team
I think
still?
so,
Yeah, I think
She is,
so.
isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
so she would have been pretty motivated as
Yes,
well.
that was
and
the win
Matilda
she probably
Reynolds
needed.
actually piped Chloe as well. So Chloe got third.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I listened to Matilda on a podcast this week, and she said she needed a good result to try and get a contract. So see what happens there with her.
Interesting.
So yeah, very successful weekend for Adelaide over in the Warning,
we're going to do it next year?
and also we are.
Okay.
And also Deck the Balls. Special mention to him. He ran fourth in yesterday's Port Campbell handicap as well. So and was won by a current NRS rider.
Yeah, Liam
Liam
White.
White won, and Deck the Balls come in fourth. So well done.
His code names are brilliant.
It's
Well,
actually Deck the
big weekend
Holes.
for Deck the Balls. Drove to the Warning on Friday.
Yeah.
Race Saturday morning. Waved the checkered flag when Saunders come over the line, and then drove straight back, and then raced
Looked
today.
like he just got out of the car at the
Yeah.
track
That is
this
a
morning.
grim drive.
Literally
weekend.
just like, signed on.
I think he'll sleep for the next 36 hours.
That's what we used to do in Supercrit. Race Supercrit Sunday, then drive home on the Sunday back to Adelaide, and then
I'd rather come
work
straight
Monday.
Yeah.
That's
Grim.
brutal.
Yeah, it was horrible. Anyway,
Definitely RDOs on the Monday.
Speaking
Or a
of
sick
racing
man.
today, what happened
Yes.
in the racing today?
What happened in the racing today? Well, I won. Alex,
I won.
Alex,
Did
you
you get
won.
a?
I
Did
won.
you get a?
I got a 20-minute
20
power
power
record. Did you know?
Did you really?
Yeah. Just.
Andy won.
And I won.
And I won.
Alex won.
Cash. Oh, no, you didn't.
I did not.
Let
It's
the
all
potty
right.
down.
JP was in front of me, and he is an absolute hitter. Was
is.
he semi-professional at some point?
I think he was in South Africa.
South
but
Africa.
in fairness to you, Cashy, and JP, if you're listening, which you're probably not, he didn't chop yesterday, and he went back to group two.
He went back
and
to
chopped.
group 2.
Did he?
He
Yes, he didn't chop once and then rolled back to group 2. So he saved himself.
As my daughter would say,
So, yeah,
So we brought home some medals though.
Yeah, it was good. It
Yeah,
was good fun. I got impatient with about 2 or 3
After 3 laps.
3 laps in. Oh, look, sorry to the other peeps in the race, but it was just going a little bit slow.
The other 2 people.
Yes. But it was good. So JP and I just chopped off for 40 minutes and then he hit me around a corner and he was like about 20 seconds in front, which was infuriating. It's okay.
Yeah.
I didn't get a 20-minute power record. But did average 360 for 45.
And you did chop.
Yeah, it's all right. No
I think mine was
excuses, I didn't win.
365 for 40.
Jesus, I don't reckon I went over 250.
No, because your pound's fucked. That's why.
Because your arrow,
tiers.
you had arrow socks on.
Very efficient.
But back to your win.
Back to my win. Yeah,
Yours
I was
great.
very
I'm a
impressed.
sprinter now.
You're a sprinter. Like, beat the womb broom.
The womb broom swept him up
Swept him. Swept him off the track.
just by 5
5 thousandths of a
second.
second.
Yeah,
Who else was in your... Oh, the Terminator.
Terminator.
Dolph Lundgren.
And you did it the hard way. You went
did.
around the
well,
outside.
If you watch the video, I didn't have another option.
No, because
No,
I'm
it was
surprised the womb broom didn't try to put you in the stands.
Yeah, anyway.
He's renowned for that.
It was good fun.
You almost scratched me 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
All in all, good
Don't get in
racing.
his way.
It was good fun.
Yeah, I liked it.
Anyway,
We've got some questions for actually, no, you mentioned you might come out for the vets now.
yes.
Yeah. Well, I am old. I mean, over 30, that's young.
Yes.
And I don't really win at Vic Park, so maybe this is my chance.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Plenty of categories.
I mean, I'm not really a sprinter,
Neither am I.
but
Don't worry.
I would do.
No hills on Vic Park, unfortunately.
Oh, there is.
Up to the finish line.
All right, next year it is.
Is there even any M1 women's that do race?
If
Really setting the bar high. The fact that you're
only
kind
just
of
got it.
insinuating that there's no
you get
one that
the
we
win.
have to
I don't know
beat.
if they're actually...
There is a lot of over 30 women that actually race, but it's just
getting him signed
getting
up.
them
Yeah.
G'd up for it.
We'll
out to
publicise it.
Masters.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get it
That'd be
happening.
cool because like it's your own race. I think it's a good, safe environment. Why not? Get amongst it.
Yeah.
Come and join us.
You've sold it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Salesman Cashy.
Speaking of getting amongst it, we've got some questions for you, Big Banana. At what age, now that you're old, did you get into cycling and how did that come about?
Back when I was a little banana.
Lady finger.
You went there.
No, I think I was about 14 and
So
my
last
dad...
year.
No, back in 1905. My dad brought me a cycling kit for my birthday. And I remember kind of like opening it up. And you know when you're a kid and you can't hide your disappointment? And there was a lot of
This
like...
is it?
I think I literally
It
did
wasn't
say
a
that.
Nintendo 64.
Little did I know how expensive cycling kit
Yep.
was, or like even back then. And then it ended up being the most used birthday present I've ever got. And I kind of started riding with him then, and he like was my first coach and started getting into cycling and triathlons. So Dad kind of was a big part
helper,
of why
yeah.
I kind of started riding. And
Because for people who don't know, your dad was a bit of a guru back in the day.
he's a bit of a machine, a flat
I
king
reckon I might have
warrior.
even raced against him. back
He,
in some-
I think he's won every like road race in SA,
That's
like
pretty
clubby.
epic.
And then every time as a kid, I used to make a joke. I was like, Dad, if you do a race and the commentator says Peter Taylor, like father of Carly,
Yeah.
that's when I can retire. and I don't think it actually
has
happened,
never
which is probably why I still ride.
He should do
But-
vets.
He'd
No,
smash
but
him.
I did beat him once or twice. It was a handicap.
Hell yes.
And I got his mates involved. I'm like, look, can you help me? Up pennies.
A good proper stitch up.
Oh, the Outfoot.
Yeah, it was the Outfoot Day
Yeah,
Classic.
Yep.
Still remember.
Outfoot
I think
Day.
that's actually the next question, my greatest achievement.
Well, there you go.
Is it though?
Beating Dad.
Yes. I mean, our family is not competitive at all.
No.
No, I think definitely greatest achievement would actually be the one crit that I won at Vic Park.
Oh.
Yeah. Bet Jenny McPherson, we were away together. That's actually the only crit I've ever won, by the way, which for me is a big achievement if you've seen me sprinting.
Backwards.
Yes, exactly. It's weird actually looking at that question and not really knowing the answer to it. But probably I reckon like back in the day when the women's Tour de France was more the Route de France, and it was a 10-day stage race, and they kind of took us over some of the climbs that now, and like the women's tour finished over last year, and I got third then, and in the tour, and I can't say the name of the climb still, the Planus de la Fins. I should...
Plant de Fille, or whatever it is.
that one.
Yeah.
I should know it.
I mean, we did talk about you getting into cycling, but maybe listeners don't know that you actually were professional for how long?
I lived overseas for 10 years and pro for like 7.
Bloody
That's a
impressive.
good solid flex right there.
Was that all for the one team?
No. I guess I came through like the Australian Institute of Sport, and back then that was a pretty normal pathway for Aussies kind of trying to get, especially on the road, because I didn't really do track, and I got the Amy Gillett scholarship, and my first race as a elite was the Giro d'Italia.
Oh, Jesus.
So really got thrown in the deep end then.
Sink or swim type thing.
And kind of had a good little stint over there with the Amy Gillett, had a bit longer racing, and then kind of, was in the Australian Institute of Sport for a couple of years before signing for an American team at first, and then, more based in Europe once I kind of was getting to get a bit more consistent results, I guess.
Yeah. And that was that Lotto, was it?
Lotto Soudal and Lotto Belisol, which like they just changed names, was the team that I probably had my best results in.
Yep.
I think that was the environment that I thrived in the most as well, and had like the coach and everything like that. My racing program was probably one that just worked for me, because I'm not really good at playing politics and things like that. So when it came to having to race against when you're in teams with more Australians in years when it was selection years, turns out I'm not good at that, but also just not the years that I was getting results either. So,
No, big flex that is.
It is a massive flex.
I love that. I love that.
Just pro.
Yeah. I know, right? No,
and still yet, my dad never raced, and it said father of Carly. Oops.
No. You can swear. It's fine. It's fine. What about worst day on the bike?
So when
Krusty's last year.
Christmas Eve was grim. Actually, I got home that day and I was like, why is it that is my Christmas ritual? That is stupid.
Do it to myself.
I know. I'm such an idiot.
And you didn't come for the rest of the ride anyway.
If I did any more, I think I would have been a mashed banana in a gutter and not looking
a bit
good.
like someone else that came along.
Yeah. We won't mention his name.
I think, to be honest, one of the worst days, and I still remember it, was swap. No, I was kidding. Was actually the first time I did Junior Worlds, and it was at altitude at Aguas Calientes, and I got dropped with people that I never even knew were in the bike race edition. I just did not handle altitude at all. No. And in the days leading into it, I couldn't even motor pace with my teammates because they said it wasn't motor pacing. That was brutal, especially when she said it in front of me. But that was pretty grim, and one that I will never forget, along with Christmas Eve ride.
Well, in fairness to you, out of all the girls that did Krusties, you needed the least amount of pushing.
Yeah.
I did need pushing.
Yeah, but only
it was
towards
the fastest
I've
year
never
too.
sat down on my saddle as quick as when I felt someone's hand on my back, and I was like, "Oh my god, yes!"
The hand of God, like there.
I think the person pushing me was like, "Holy crap!" Because I'm always out of my saddle as well.
Yeah.
So when I went
straight down.
just please.
Oh dear. All right. So, what about a favourite bike? Whether that's the one you've currently got, or a dream build, or that one that you could get a ride on.
You might have a story about that. You were telling us earlier on about your
Oh yeah,
special flame.
my little Pinarello Swift
Yes.
custom painted job that's got a brand new signature on it. I actually planning on selling that. Maybe this is a good way to hey, if
ladies
you're
and
market for an
Great.
amazing
I just
machine.
hope G's not listening to the podcast.
That would be awkward.
If I listen to his, he should listen to ours.
That was that freak.
That's a good, yeah, that's
I
true.
do like his bodies.
I have to say, like, Specialized and Savello are the two that kind of, as a kid, you kind of always like wanted. And Savello was always as a dream bike when I was a youngster. Both of those will probably be one of my favourites. I do have like a Specialized at the moment, and I actually really love that, but. I'm kind of very tempted on how the bike looks in the current year.
Pretty.
Paint job.
Those white SL7 or the SL7s look nice in the white one you've got.
I actually liked the sandy and gold one though. That was the S-Works, and I tried to get one of those, but
There's a broken one around somewhere for sale, isn't there?
Yes, yeah.
One with a collarbone.
He's had gold fleck through it
Yeah,
as well.
something like that,
he,
Actual gold.
that's ridiculous.
Outrageous.
on
That's no
a
good.
side note, have you seen Jan Frodeno's new one where there's coffee like added into the paint job, and it's like bringing a new like concept to like a coffee ride because there's literally
wow.
like coffee
Coffee in it.
beans
Yeah.
in the paint job of the new Canyon.
Might
Just
do that
check
with
on
a
Insta.
Zinger burger or something on mine. Just put a bit of a wicked wing.
I'll just salt bay with coffee beans on my Savello and just be like, there you go. It's done.
So what's your next bike going to be? Going to hit up Moth Diver. Moth Diver, if you're listening.
You might have actually had a missed call from me last week.
You're like,
Pick up your phone, mate.
Oh, sorry, we're keeping you up still, Moff.
No, Frankie's not laughing.
Yeah, I actually don't know at the moment. I have been not riding as much, so it's been on the back burner and saving to try to buy a house. So it then means that's buying a new bike.
They're overrated.
Is hard.
Houses are overrated. Buy a bike. So,
You're not living with your parents.
no, but
We don't know that.
You've got a good setup down there. You're nice and clean, right on the beach. So.
that's a good life. Speaking of bikes and whatnot, favourite group set?
See, I know.
There was a
It's
there
just because I'm scared about my
purposeful pause.
answer.
No, you-
about like if I'm gonna.
You do you.
You do.
You do you, boo.
Yeah.
Raisin, banana, whatever.
He loves Tiagra.
I actually really like SRAM.
That's it. Shut it down.
Yeah, this is why. But
Tell us
so
why.
I had been Shimano pretty much my whole life, and then I don't know. I kind of like when I bought my first bike after retiring, I was like, I really want SRAM. And I was like, this is when I feel like they've done a good job. If they've converted someone, I mean, I just wanted to be cool. But now that I've ridden on it, the last couple of years, I actually really do.
Like it.
Yeah. And also I kind of like just have to make sure that if I do have a problem, I ask friends that can do mechanical skills.
I feel like you have to have some sort of degree to work on new bikes these days. So
No,
that's
you've
all
You've probably got a good mechanic in Amber's
Yeah.
Amber's boyfriend.
Yeah. He, the amount of times he's helped me. So I brought him a smiley face cookie the other day. So there
lovely.
you go. Just pay
It's
for
payment.
itself. Yeah. Maybe for the
definitely.
next time I have to change my wheels anyway.
delicious.
We've got some fly-in questions from Frankie. So these are the deep ones.
Get ready.
How do you feel about the progression of women's cycling? Question mark. What do you feel may be missing or lacking?
Question mark.
Yeah, I didn't see these ones because they weren't like in yellow, which is I thought what was the big bananas colour.
These are unripe ones.
Yeah, I know, green.
Green,
Jesus.
exactly.
I do think that it's developed and progressed a lot in this last couple of years.
100%.
And since I've left as well, like when you seen,
Let's do
yeah, like now the minimum wage.
I was going to say I'm very well aware of minimum like the wages in previous years. They were actually pathetic.
Yeah.
And now it's financially.
Yeah.
it's-
Like the first year, my contract, like and like was less than someone on the dole.
Yeah.
Shit.
So
For doing
when you're
something
kind of like
else.
comparing like the amount of time, obviously cycling consumes of your life. So it's awesome to see also like teams actually stepping up and not only providing minimum salary, but providing the men's minimum salary. And I know that like Jaco Alula and Trek Segafredo are two that kind of have equal minimum salary,
Trek
which is
really led the way with that stuff.
yeah,
huh?
yeah.
And they led the way with the maternity leave as well, with Lizzie dying as well when she had her baby
Yeah.
and then come back.
So there has been a lot of progression, I definitely think, for the riders and like with prize money as well being increased and the races and the general like the length of the calendar year.
Yeah.
But I think like what's lacking at the moment is probably like the money going to the teams because everything else is increasing, like number of races, the minimum salary that they're giving their riders, the prize money, but none of that's going to the teams and they're still actually having to like fork out of like all of the So I think that's where specifically I guess like we learned a lot leading into the Tour Down Under of like you're hearing that and you're kind of then more aware, I guess, of that kind of side of things where as a rider you're probably not really thinking about that so much.
Sheltered from it. a bit.
So I think kind of it's just gone so quickly, so fast. That doesn't make sense actually. That's so quickly, so fast. Like it's increased so much, so fast. That there's some things that have just been left behind a little bit. And that has to kind of, I think, the next step of like improving that. And that also goes to the races, like the race organisers trying to give more to the teams when they're coming over so they don't
They're not
like they're
left
more
out,
inclined
they're
to
not-
come, especially when it's
Good
a bigger
experience.
season. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
All right.
Deep.
I know,
Yeah.
right?
Deep.
We do have another one.
There's a couple.
There's a colour, I know, right? Do we have enough representation for young girls in this sport, or do we still have a ways to go?
Yeah, these are. Thanks, Frankie.
You are representing the females in the sport now.
I think, and the fact of how many more races are being televised too, and
Yes.
then that kind of adds that representation where young girls are being able to watch and see the best in the world on their doorstep or on TV. Whereas, like when I was young, you turn on TV. Like you didn't know if there was a women's Flanders or a women's Giro or a women's Tour Down Under. Like, and then like the amount of people that tuned in, especially like the other week to watch the women's race, like it outrated the Australian Open on the second day
Women's
in the last
races
1.5 hours.
pretty exciting these
Like,
days.
yeah. And so I think like that in itself is like helping then with the younger generation seeing that there's a pathway for them and that it's a legit thing that they can aspire to. And then, I guess it's hard though. It's hard to get into the sport when you're not have an affiliation. Like if you have like family or friends, it's easy to know when the local clubbies are.
Yeah.
But if you don't, it's actually quite difficult to
Yeah, I had no
find.
idea. Like getting into it, I
Yeah.
had no idea. I had a couple of friends, but they were like a bit hit or miss around racing. So it was like, I didn't know that VP was like VP.
Yeah.
Tuesday nights, you're like, oh, what's this? Oh, there's crit racing.
Oh, I can't walk on the
And we've
track.
got to wear these dumb skull caps. Come on, let's go.
Those helmet covers.
I had to wear a helmet cover
Still have
today.
to wear them today.
Gary Smith doesn't.
Oh, sorry.
Or if you rock up too late and
got
all
a
the
medical
helmet covers are
certificate.
gone, that's another tactic. You don't then you don't look like a hub.
There's one rider who's actually got a medical certificate that he doesn't have to wear one.
Is that because like you don't want to get a hot head?
He just doesn't want to wear one.
Gosh.
True story.
His pod name should be the Walking Penis.
Oh, man. Anyway. Moving on.
But there is talking about young girls in sport. There's good things happening in Adelaide with that new PXA guest. The
PMA guest
PMA,
picks.
yeah.
Guest
They've got
picks,
their
development squad.
new development squad to
Yep.
get young kids into young girls as well. And obviously our winner last week of the first prize in the competition, she's only a 15-year-old girl just getting into it. So she's going to be around on a nice S5. So all those things sort of help.
Yeah.
So
Amazing.
yeah.
And also like Thursday night racing as well.
Yeah.
A big part.
The juniors and women's.
It's nice seeing like the amount of juniors there and women's like specific racing too. I think like if that starts getting more numbers, then because there's so many strong women cyclists here in SA, that definitely that can be a night that could just grow.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's good to have them separate out there and gives them a bit more encouragement.
And also teaches them how to race, not just sit on.
Yeah.
Because like really on a Tuesday night, like there are some that can. No, there are some girls that like the strong ones
I know what you're
that
saying.
aren't myself that can kind of like, attack and do stuff. But otherwise you're really just trying to follow and hang in there. And yeah, you're not really learning that racecraft. You kind of just, but it's a really good session. But then on Thursday, it's like you have to learn how to win. Like if you're,
that's right.
like, yeah. So I
Yeah, well,
think-
we had Alex in Group 1 chop yesterday, and geez, I was on the river and she's rolled over me, and I was like, fucking hell. Pro Tour chick here is just matching
it.
it with us guys.
Yeah.
And it was
I
pretty impressive.
honestly love to see that.
And then when she went out the back, I was like, thank fuck. I was like, she's not going better than me now. It was great. But yeah, it's been pretty impressive to see those girls race like that.
So we kind of covered this a little bit in the answer to the first question, but do you think Adelaide's local cycling scene hosts enough events that are appropriate for engaging these new people, e.g. young girls wanting to try it out for the first time?
These are hard questions.
They are.
'cause
Frankie loves just, like, dishing them
She's
in
just
there.
like not here
Yeah.
and then like
Just
really
cackling
throwing me
to
in the
herself.
deep end here. Yeah,
I can
sucked
imagine.
in
Yeah.
big
Throw some hand
banana.
grenades out.
She doesn't
The
like
junior
bananas.
women come and try is exactly like for this. Like it answers that question. So Frankie, look at Entry Boss.
I suppose though it's just probably knowing what's out there
Yep.
and where to look and
Yep.
like what website to look at and things like that. And that's when you kind of have to be already quite motivated in wanting to get into the sport.
Yeah.
True.
It's not like, let's just do part run and that's how you kind of can get into
Yeah.
running, and it's like everyone just knows it's like 8 o'clock and 5K.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there's a lot of people though in SA that are trying to help develop that, and it's awesome to see some new initiatives also starting. So
And if you are someone who's new to the sport, you just have to ask someone. Like I think the not everyone is an arrogant cyclist. Happy to help. We promote all of the events here, and if you ask me on the side of the road, I'll be like, "Hey, check this out.
yeah, but
Yeah.
oi, how
Yeah.
you going?
Come down to chop."
You have to have a license, though.
You have to have a license. Yeah.
Ask Lux.
All right, Kashi, we're taking bets on the answer.
Yeah.
I reckon it's a new answer this week.
I hope it's a new one.
Favorite.
it's not Mapai.
Favorite. What
Yes,
is
it's
it?
a new one.
Favorite pro kid of all time.
See, I'm a little bit like
Little Mapai-ish.
no, like traditional.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite has to probably be Team Sky.
The OG with the Adidas
just the-
one or the Rafa one? Or just overall as a whole?
Just like their black and blue.
The black with the
kit.
blue stripes.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I did used to always love HTC, High Road.
Yep.
Because that, when I was kind of like first getting into like trying to be pro, that was like the best team out there. And you know when you
That
kind
team
of like,
was ridiculous.
you just wanted like the thought of like being on that team was kind of just what it meant. Meant that kit was sick.
Yeah.
And that's how I remember it.
No, I back that. This is going to be a bit of a, I don't know what the word is. Articulation is hard on a Sunday afternoon. But
And 4 beers deep.
just one.
4 donuts,
Just one.
sorry.
Thanks. Yeah. Same but different. No, just the doco where Lance is in his Motorola kit, and he's got his little cap on, and it's raining, and he's like, Lance, you can't go up there.
the blue
That is
jersey?
the proest.
Yeah.
That was in the Worlds, wasn't it?
I mean,
No,
it was
he's
snowing
on a
and he
training
couldn't go
camp.
any
Oh,
further.
he couldn't go any further.
Like, what do you mean?
Still, that kit to me is, I would say it's probably better than Mape.
What about the best women's kit
Current.
in the World Tour this year?
Some good
What do you
ones.
reckon?
That actually is a hard one because there are some cool ones, I reckon, at the moment. I actually really kind of like the women's FDJ kit.
Yeah, I do like that. Yep.
And Canyon Shram always do a good
Yeah, they're
kit.
cool.
I think just like that colour and it kind of being
Matches in with their bikes.
Yeah. I'll probably go one of those two actually.
Yeah.
I don't mind Jayco's kit this year. Jayco Allure or whatever they're called.
Last year's was pretty crappy. This year's has gotten better. Doesn't look so like, don't know, early 2000s.
Yeah. Club kit.
Yeah, webbed in. like,
We've got the Wang's favourite questions now. Your favourite
Oh,
pre-ride
Wang.
meal and
No,
favourite
that's-
cheat meal.
Yes, favourite cheat meal.
Pre-ride meal. See, I think probably just out of habit. I wouldn't say it's my favourite. It's just like what ends up happening.
Works.
Like as in like rice and chicken.
Before a ride.
before a race.
Oh wait, I thought
And
this was like pre-ride as in like the dinner, not like
Oh.
not like.
yeah, like you wake
Committed.
yeah, like you wake up at like 5:30 on a
Chicken.
Saturday morning. You're like,
Can be either or.
Rolls up with a barbecue
Moth diver
chicken
was
dip
pasta.
chop.
No, okay, that's like the night. That was like
night before,
Night before.
like when
chicken
it
and
says a race, not like I don't do swap and go before on a Friday night.
and
I
rice.
have to be doing rice and chicken.
delicious.
Probably a monster.
Did you do breakfast before ride or you just
It depends how early it is, and to
Yeah.
be honest, I value sleep a bit more these days.
Yeah.
So I've got this little window where
Oh, you got a window.
No,
We know someone else who's got a window.
no, like you know when you have like the first alarm, and that's like if you are motivated, you're gonna like
Yeah.
have an actual proper breakfast and your coffee. Then you got the second alarm,
Who does
and then
this multiple
Nah,
alarm
if,
business?
if I'm not getting up on
Mine's
the
like,
first alarm,
sometimes I think that I'm gonna be like so motivated and getting out of bed, but it's actually. It's just the reverse. It means I can't actually go to sleep. So I'm doing all these alarms because I'm not tired. But then
it's first
4
alarm
hours.
or not at
Yeah.
all for me.
No, I've got multiple.
You're multiple?
And
You're
in
a
random
multiple alarm?
times too. Like
do.
5:33.
No.
Okay, so my
mess with my
Saturday morning alarm for Chop is 5:51.
No.
So I press snooze once and I wake up at 6.
Yeah, okay.
No,
And then I'm out
Oh.
the door.
iPhone
Then I'm out the door by
snoozes.
6:15.
Mine's
15 minutes done.
5:34.
What?
Yeah.
And I have
Nah,
It's
see,
gonna be a
my
5
Saturday
or an
morning
even number.
Yeah, my Saturday morning alarm for
Get
swap
out.
is 5. That's to be out of the door at 6.
What time?
Yeah.
you,
5.
What do you do for a whole hour?
take-
You make a meal. You
I
make
have
rice and
full
chicken.
break. I do. No,
Yeah, okay.
I have my
Rice, chicken,
Yeah,
bacon,
chicken,
eggs.
rice.
I have my
croissant.
Weet Bix. I have my toast. I
17
have my
shits.
yogurt. I have 3 shits before I leave the door. My iced coffee. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Farmers Union. Do you actually have a Farmers Union in the morning?
Yeah, every morning.
It's terrible.
Really?
Yeah.
When we were in
Then
Ballarat,
I
it's
feed
got
the
a 2 litre
cats.
bottle. I'm like, you're making me feel sick.
Then I've got to feed the cats before I go.
There's not even
Milk
any
was a bad
caffeine in
choice.
that. It's just sugar.
Yep, that's what we live on. Just sugar. Yeah.
Wow.
Now, favorite.
This is
Cheat
the
meal.
Wang favourite.
This is the Wang favorite.
Favourite cheat meal.
Favorite cheat meal. Okay.
Talk to me.
Say it again.
Like,
Looking deep in her
I don't
eyes.
think you guys are going to predict this.
Oh,
Like, I really love like cold rock. I would have like a massive
Delicious.
probably, like cold rock, and you put in the cookie dough, and like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
kind of like gets. Yeah,
So many of it, there was one down, obviously, where close to where you live. There's one at Glenelg, isn't there?
yeah, and there used
Yeah.
to be always one at Ballarat, and after nationals,
didn't find
fucking
that.
cold rock.
what's? Tell us.
Like-
You go in. You got to talk dirty to him.
What?
What's in it?
Please.
The white ice cream.
Tell me. Yeah, yeah.
Well,
What
no,
do you
you
got?
always add that's
Wow.
Wow. Add a bit of Wang.
Just a little.
We are not editing that. Holy shit. Cookie dough, I think she meant.
Cookie dough.
trying to say cookie dough.
Cookie dough.
That really came out wrong.
The big banana was thinking about a big banana.
Has it been a while?
Oh shit.
All right.
But like multiple cookie doughs.
Yep.
Like so, like 2 in there.
Do you want to shovel?
No.
Keep on digging. Keep on. Anyway, but yes.
The little did
Some
you know that
chockies
you
and stuff
actually
as
didn't
well.
have to say taught dirty?
I
It was just natural.
And then some chocolate, like maybe a flake.
Yeah. Oh, flake.
Yeah, I like
Cheat
those.
meal or a
Yeah.
fantasy?
And then mix all that up together.
And you've
and
got
then that is like,
Wild Saturday night.
yeah.
Sounds good to me. So no fast foods. It was ice cream.
Yeah,
Hey.
you were hoping for
I feel like
cakes.
that's like a fast food. I mean,
it is. No.
What about out of the fast food chains? If you had to have a dirty,
It's not going to be KFC.
Just-
Don't say
it won't be KFC.
That's
okay.
Yeah, no.
No.
Probably Macca's.
Macca's.
And
A fillet of fish.
No.
I used to love going to Macca's cafe and getting the banana bread, but that's not really a cheat meal. That's just like
That's how we
That's just
named
life.
you.
Yeah.
We knew that.
We knew that. That's why you're a big banana.
banana bread. Isn't that called like cannibalism?
Yes. Yes.
But Macca's, yeah. Just burger, fries.
Yeah, fries.
Couple of nugs.
I used to love the Happy Meal with the chicken nuggets. Yeah.
Delicious. Have we got one last question?
Yeah, lastly.
One last Frankie question.
Yeah.
She's chucked in
You want
here.
to take
Oh
it,
no,
Wayne?
I'm almost scared to read this.
No,
Is
it's
there
a good one.
anywhere else in the world that does cycling better than Adelaide?
Adelaide's definitely in the top 3.
Definitely.
It's my all-time, wherever, like, out of the numerous places I have ridden. I think Spain and Italy are kind of like, it's awesome going into, like, especially in Italy when there's like that history
Yeah.
of when you're like riding in a place and you can see like buildings that just are old, like we don't have because like we're a young country. And because cycling's so ingrained in their culture as well, it's like they're like beeping to say hello and like all of a sudden you like reflex reaction is like, oh shit.
You're like,
They're happy to see me.
Yeah, they didn't say your cuts to you. They actually said ciao.
And there's a few places like in Italy that it's kind of like you will remember, but I think like you don't realize how amazing Adelaide is until you do go to other places and you're like, oh my god, we actually like
Got it pretty good.
It's
yeah,
funny.
we got it
Kel,
pretty good.
Kel says the same thing. He says no better place he'd rather be than Adelaide. Like,
The hills and how easy like accessible it is to do the hills
amazing.
and the beach in the one ride.
Yeah.
Like that's very rare. And we have so many amazing options. That's
true.
So,
yeah, if you're in Melbourne, you've
Yeah.
got to do the beach, or you've got to go an hour and a
Yeah,
half to go to
exactly. Yeah.
the Nongs. So
Oh, the first
So-
time I did that, went out to the Dandenongs, it hurt my soul so bad. I'm like, where are we going? It's
Yeah.
like it's like going up Main North Road.
Yeah. I've
for an hour
lived
and
in
a half.
Melbourne for like a year and a
yeah.
half. And thank God for COVID because that put me back here.
trainer it is.
Yeah.
I like it.
Trainer it is. Yeah.
What have
Nice
we got?
work. Thank you for that.
great insight. Big banana.
About
About the
Cold
cheap
Rock.
meal.
Yeah.
All right. Well, before we jump into the Norton Times this week, some of you may have seen my post on the socials during the week about the Breakthrough Big Ride. Myself, along with a stack of my other teammates and cycling friends, are ambassadors for the up-and-coming second edition of Breakthrough's Big Ride, which is on Sunday, the 26th of February. We are raising funds for mental health research. And we all know that staying fit physically is a great way to look after your mental health. So along with the Breakthrough community, we'll be putting on the lycra and our helmets to raise vital funds for mental health research. I will put links in the podcast episode description to both the ride itself, if you wish to join, or if you wish to support, there also will be a link to donate. Being the ambassadors for the ride, myself and my teammates will actually be helping everyone along the way, and it'll be a fantastic experience, not just for the riders, but for the families too at the amazing Big Bike Village. Mental illness affects everyone, either yourself or someone you know, but you are not alone. You are part of an incredible community who go out of their way to support each other. The RADelaide Summit podcast prides itself on seeing and encouraging all types of riders getting out there, getting the enjoyment of the wind in their face and the sense of achievement when you climb Norton Summit. So please join us, and if you can, or follow the link to donate, it's for an amazing cause. So with that, let's jump right into it. The main reason why we exist, let's see who's been spinning up the summit this week and check out the times for the folks that have been giving us a show. It might be the fast guys, it might be the slower ones, it will be everyone in between. But like we said, we will dive into their rides and data a little more robustly, and we'll see who and what has caught Frankie's eyes. She's actually got a handpick this week. Ooh. Yes, for some fun and analysis. So Big Banana, you are taking us through the top man and woman for the week.
Yeah. So do I say the time as well
So you
of
can
the
start
colossal
however-
wang?
The colossal.
Colloquial wang.
Welcome back.
How do I say that word? English is my second language.
Colossal.
Colossal.
Meaning small.
Poor you. I mean, this is like I just read the comment. So yeah, he did his PB is 11:23,
Motor paste.
and did a
Shout out, Durian.
12:21. I mean a 12:11.
11.
Yeah,
He's back.
Jeez.
It's been a while.
with a ride length of 47
Targeted.
kilometers.
Targeted.
It was not.
He has
Why are you
had
stamping
a
my foot?
deduction of 7% from his PB, so I think that's got to do with the 2 weeks of full-time work that he had.
I think you're onto something there.
Did he crack 400 watts? Because it's not impressive if he didn't.
Oh,
Nope.
actually, no.
Oh.
398.
Saving myself
Go
for today.
back out there.
Saving myself
Get
for
back
today.
out there.
Yeah.
Anyway. What
He
about
didn't
top-
calibrate.
He didn't calibrate.
And then the fastest,
Under-reading.
woman this week was the aggressively undercooked
Likes
in
raw
a
chicken.
16:03. It doesn't have to be chicken.
No, it doesn't have
Yeah.
to be. But
And her fastest time, is a 16:03, and this week she did a 16:57
close.
on a 133 kilometre ride. I think that was
massive.
probably after
Was that,
chop.
Must
was
be
that
after chop.
yesterday?
Yeah,
Was it
it was on the
Oh,
yeah
solid.
post chop. Average
didn't go
heart
up there
rate
yesterday, did
was
we?
192 beats per minute.
oh,
So that was a little bit high.
She is working.
7 coffees. Let's get north.
Definitely aggressively undercooked.
What about
Wow.
the top men? I think we've just got the fastest men this
Yeah.
week.
So the fastest men coming in at I was going to say second, but now I'm just confused. Sorry. It's Frankenstein.
Frankenstein.
Who did it in a 15:11. Oh, no. I really have to learn how to read this thing. Sorry. So PB of 15:11. This makes no sense.
Frankie's
Frankie.
in charge of
It
the
says
spreadsheet.
PB of 15:11, and then this week he did a 13:03. You guys are setting me up for
No.
just
That's
how much-
hang on,
What's
hang on.
Frankie put in the notes? There was-
That's a big PB for him.
on last week PB. Oh, he actually smashed it by 2 minutes. Oh, there you go.
What, this week he smashed it by 2
Yeah.
minutes?
I told you he did a quick time.
Yeah.
That
Good
was
job,
on,
Frankenstein. Mr. Consistent.
That was on Super's ride.
Yeah, right.
There was a
That's
group of them that went up
fast.
Yeah,
pretty
okay.
quick.
Yeah.
Oh, yesterday?
Yeah.
Delightful.
Yeah, I
That's still,
checked it
that's
out.
still a time.
Mr. Consistent's
Mr.
always
Consistent's
consistent
net
for
star.
giant watts too.
Yeah, he did it in a 13:16.
I saw him when I was coming down
Yeah.
after mine,
After
and I
Red
knew he
Square.
was trying to get fastest of the week, and I was like, sucked it.
And that's why you.
I just
yeah.
got it.
What was his
You know
power?
what? He is Mr. Consistent with that ride
440.
every Monday.
Massive watts.
440.
Yeah, I looked at his watts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I can sprint at that for about 1 second.
Alex done that today to come
Today,
over
yeah.
the worm broom.
And then we have testicle.
Test eagle?
Testicle. Sorry. Yeah, you really have to add the break.
French.
Yeah. He did a 13:36.
Jesus.
1 second off of his PB. Oh, no, wait. He
No,
got his
it is
PB
a
by
PB.
1 second. See, again, not really
No,
reading
that's
this.
okay. So it's a
Sorry,
PB.
guys.
So he got a PB?
Yeah, good job, testicle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When was that? Was that yesterday too?
What was
The
that?
2nd of Feb. I don't even know what day it is, so
What are we today? Just
The
fifth.
Thursday,
Thursday,
Thursday
yeah.
afternoon.
Thursday
Yeah.
afternoon flex.
the magical white rhino,
That's a good one.
14:05, another 1 second PB.
Oh, that's
It's been a
Frank-
week
Frank-
of
that's just
PBs.
Frankie's way of doing weird PB
Shit,
things.
man, that
When they
means
had
she
that
doesn't
pro-
know his
when they had-
Congratulations.
When you have a
Yeah,
private
nice
account.
job.
Yeah.
Good job. I don't
Have we got any?
sound very-
What were the watts for
Then
these
Fig
guys?
Jam. Oh, well, the magical white rhino did 351
Yeah.
average watts.
Well done.
And Testy Cool did at the break did 367 watts.
Decent.
What?
Yeah.
That's close to my 20 minute. Did you know? Today?
He must have big testicles. Fig Jam as well is up there. In the top 5 or whatever I'm doing now. And he had an average watts of 354.
Luis.
14:07 this week, and his PB is 12:45.
Big PB.
Massive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice work.
Wowzers.
All right, I think the Wang you're doing. No, Kashi's doing the women.
Yeah, I'll do the women.
Yeah, the Wangs with the hand pick.
All right.
Love myself.
What have we? What have we got? All right. First up, and this is just we're doing the 18-minute bunch. Lovely. All right. First off the ranks, we have with a. Oh, we have a PB.
Another
here.
PB.
Saundo sandwich. with a 22-12, if I can actually speak.
Is that a sex
So it's
change
actually
overnight?
the
I know, right?
22-minute bunch. Then Frankie hasn't updated the spreadsheet.
Nah, that's all right. That's good. That's really good. PB 39k ride, so slightly tactical there. There is no heart rate. There is no power.
I don't know this girl.
Okay, that's all right. That's all right. Second
let
off
her
the
off this
ranks,
week.
we have not Chris Martin's left nipple, but we have his right nipple today. With a 22:42, 27-kilometer ride. Very tactical.
targeted.
165 beats per minute. Oof. She's working. Jesus.
I don't know any of these girls.
Well, it's a
Neither did
22. It's a 20. It's the 20-minute bunch. All right. So what else have we got? Marinated frog leg with a 22:44, 65k ride, 151 beats. So they're still working. Jeez, what day was that? Oh, it was today. Oh, cool. Lovely day. Got the
Yep.
summit.
Beautiful. Bit of a tanny today.
In fourth, we've got Estranged Earthworm
Back.
with a 22:47, 56k ride,
What's her PB?
18:20.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, no power, no heart rate though.
That's why she didn't get a power.
Last but not least, I do like this one, Mother Teresa with a 22:55 on a 32k ride, and we got 166 power. So, and that was done on the 31st. So well done.
Nice work, ladies. But
Now
we've got a hand pick.
We do have a hand
Hand
pick.
pick. She's.
I'm not
she's-
doing this hand
she's-
picked.
Yep, she put it in there.
Of course she did. I wouldn't be putting it in there with that time. So for our hand pick of the week on a 50-kilometre ride.
Really?
So half
A
a
whole 50
century.
Ks?
Not bad.
I like that.
Surprised she didn't turn around at the bottom like she normally
You
does.
get accommodation for that?
She's got a PB of 18:30. So she, in her fairness, she does have a rapid PB. No power. Does she have a power meter?
No, not yet.
All right. Buy a power meter.
But look at the heart rate.
You earn enough. Heart rate
working.
181 beats per minute. This was done on January 31. When was that?
Last
Monday. Tuesday. Tuesday.
Yep.
Yeah.
With a time of 27 minutes
At
and 7 seconds at
181
Wild.
beats
That's
per
gonna be like-
minute.
Cycling can be brutal.
Inside sources was our audio man there on the ground? No,
No.
just
Did
solo.
you solo, did she?
It's grim.
Who was
What
it?
was the wind doing on Tuesday?
Who was it?
What's the name?
Bega Stringer. Very close friend of the podcast. 3,412% behind her PB. I just thought I'd chuck that in there.
312%
3,412%.
It's got to be into hyper.
I reckon it's,
I reckon it's going to be what?
she's not good at
34%?
maths
Something
either.
like that. No,
She's not good at
her
spreadsheets.
VLOOKUP's broken.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Need to move on to
but-
an X lookup.
Good to see her on the bike.
nice.
What do we got?
Speaking bikes, what's happening?
What's happening this week? We have the Adelaide Hills cycling. Now they do some really good races.
Yeah,
so
I like
big-
this race actually.
And
if I
they're-
wasn't going to be absolutely hungover as hell, I would be going.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
we
are you
got a-
doing on the 11th?
We've got a special party
Farewell.
on the 11th.
Yeah,
Farewell.
not allowed to talk about it though.
Yeah, not
Okay.
allowed to talk
Yeah.
about it. Yeah. We're going to the orange spot for coffee.
a fan of the
A
orange
good
spot.
bakery.
Yeah, it is a good bakery.
Not so good.
Yeah.
At
So good
200 Ks, anything was good.
Exactly.
I really love the petrol station too.
You really wanted one of those mince pies. After
I know.
Krusty's.
He was not.
Open that fucking
Make
packet.
him open the packet.
So I love that. Yep. Things you do when you cooked. I
Hey,
love
I
it.
had been thinking about that mince pie for about 6 hours and 12 minutes. I was not going to not have a mince pie.
I love that. All right. So yeah, Adelaide Hills Cycling Club. They do, you know what, and their prices for their entries are really good too. So big ups for them making it affordable and and everything like that as well. So they're on the
They don't have to pay Chafing the Dream any commission. Like
Oh, shit. All right. And then that's Sunday the 12th. We've got the Bradbury Camise. So that's been a bit of a long-running course over the years. So it's a great course, pretty punchy.
I love it. It's so good.
Yeah, I know. Of course you would. And then also with Adelaide Hills Cycling Club, we got Saturday and Sunday. So that's the 25th and 26th. So a little bit a ways
Thought
away.
I'd put it out there.
Yeah,
just so
put it
people
away.
Get onto it.
Got Tour of Gore. So there's 4 stages across 2 days. It's a great little event down there, down near Victor Harbour.
Could be better.
No, not everyone has a fucking TT bike.
I don't care. Bring the TT bikes back. Why did they ban them?
Nah, look,
Because
No.
only you have one.
No, that's not true. That is not true. It's the one race, very few races a year you can use your TT.
I see both sides.
No, there's only one side.
There's only one
I
side.
feel like I'm Switzerland in all our
There's
debates.
the Wang side.
the Wang's maths debate.
I will race it again when they bring TT bikes back.
Okay.
So this year, no.
All right.
But
Now,
everyone's doing the charity ride, so don't worry about
Yeah,
it.
that's
It's all
right.
great.
love it.
Charity
Yeah,
ride.
charity ride is pretty damn important. Great cause. I bloody love it. What else? We've got the on Wednesday, the 8th of Feb, we've got Adelaide Masters Country Club there with the grades in the Cat 1 and 2 of
If
the...
you don't have a work meeting, that
I
is
don't.
on-
I've already blocked my
Okay.
calendar
Cash
out.
has booked it
It's
out.
just Vic Park. Yeah. And then also with the Masters Club, we've got the Black Chrome Crit Series on Sunday the 12th. Also,
So that was after round 2 was cancelled a couple of weeks ago due to the crash.
Thanks,
so this
Council.
Is
yeah.
no more water. It was good to see that they didn't have the sprinklers
It was
on
quite
today.
clean down there today, actually. It was good.
Oh, there was a few walkers and dogs around, idiots.
They weren't part of the council.
That's also at Vic Park. Again, we've got the classic Tuesday night crit on the 7th. Norwood's putting on, which is great. And again, on the Thursday, the 9th, we've got the junior, which is a Thursday, the junior and the women's crit. Is it the training or is it racing?
I think it's both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, for listeners that actually want to go and participate, just jump on Norwood's Instagram. They do a really good job at promoting the events there. So jump on to Instagram and check it out. Lastly, we've got South Coast Cycling. We've got Monday, Wednesday and Friday at Edwardstown. It's pretty good.
So that's like any woman, any bike, come and try.
yes.
And I
See?
think they've got that track carnival on Friday.
So good.
Yeah, heaps of stuff.
And also for people that get into cyclocross, we've got Cross Worlds tonight. If anyone has been watching it, the Van Out, Pidcock, Vanderpool race battles have been insane.
Come on, Vanderpool.
Oh, I'm a Woot guy.
Huh?
I'm a Woot guy.
Because he rides a Cervelo.
No, because he's just classy.
And Matthew's not.
He's classy, but he gets a bit pissy like when he loses and stuff. I don't like it.
And beats up teenage girls in
Oh.
hotels.
You know what? I was
Allegedly.
Don't open it up.
Oh, he just needed a good headbutt when he did that. Hey, I'm like, you just in any
No, you know who needed a good headbutt? Was the parents of those kids.
both.
No, just
There's
the
no
parents.
excuse.
I'll side with Matthew.
All right, what do we got? That's it for this week. Actually, that's a bloody busy week.
Very busy week. So, ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, and all creatures in between, if you enjoyed yourself, why don't you give us a follow through your favourite podcast apps or access all our episodes through YouTube as well. Please subscribe, hit the bell icon, and don't forget to tell all your friends and share it with everyone.
We're also all over the socials to give you updates, info, and let you know when new episodes are out, along with other podcast news and information. And if you want to support the podcast, head to our Buy Me a Coffee page. And if you donate, we will give you a shout out on the podcast the following week.
Hell yes. So we'd love your feedback and to know your
Good
thoughts.
feedback. Only.
All feedback.
Constructive feedback
Yeah.
and all feedback. So hit us up and let's have a chat through our Facebook and Instagram pages and shoot us through an email at radelaidesummit@gmail.com. And with that, I'll leave you to do that, Alex.
When in doubt, pedal it out.
Sounds good to me.
See you out in the summit this week.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.